As a follow-up to my previous class on copper sulfate electrolysis or electrolysis of copper sulfate solution, we also have electrolysis of copper sulfate solution when the electrodes are platinum electrodes. So we need to take that into consideration in the first place to avoid misunderstanding concept here. The first one you watched in my previous video has to do with copper sulfate solution, whereby the electrodes are pure coppers, 2 copper rods. Here on the board, I have 2 platinum rods, but the solution we're looking at still dilute copper sulfate, copper solution. This is copper sulfate solution, okay? Copper sulfate. Let me write it well. Copper sulfate solution. Copper sulfate solution. That's what it means. Okay, so we don't waste time here. We won't. It's not my intention to make you or stay longer watching this video, no. But I want to understand something. That the solution we're talking about is still copper sulfate solution. This time around, it has to do with the platinum rods. That's all. So what happens? Exactly what you expect. Once the key closes, this is called key. Once the key closes, current begins to flow. Okay, because circuits has been completed, and then current begins to flow into the system. And at the same time, the entire system is energized because of that. Like I said, I don't want to waste time here. The entire system is energized. And when that happens, there is a bright red layer, color, formed around the cathode. Copper cathode, platinum cathode, please, so to say. Platinum cathode. Alright? It is not specified where it is formed. The only thing is around the platinum cathode, a bright red layer is formed, coating it around. Alright? But nothing is formed here. Oh my goodness. Nothing is formed around the anode. Copper, platinum anode, not copper. We're no longer talking about copper. Platinum anode. Platinum. That's what happens. It's just neutral. Now the question is, why shouldn't something form here? It's neutral. We don't have this anymore. Okay? It's part of what I discussed before, but it's no longer here. So what happens is that instead of forming some color forming on the platinum anode, the copper sulfate solution, take it again. Instead of some amount of color forming on the platinum anode, the copper sulfate solution begins to lose its color blue. This is interesting. Instead of depositing some amount of color here as the platinum anode, the sulfate solution itself begins to lose, look at it, lose its blue, not bright, blue color completely. Because some amount of bright red layer has been deposited, has been formed around the platinum cathode rod. None is formed around the platinum anode because the copper sulfate, I don't know, I'm getting this. Okay, because the copper sulfate solution is now losing its natural blue color. That's what happens. And because of that, there is nothing here. So, what we are going to see is more of what we know. If we have, once again, copper sulfate solution, of course, this should yield copper 2 plus ion And then we have sulfates, okay, 2 minus, because of dissociation, ionic dissociation or splits as a result of passage of current in the system. Because once current passes through the system, particles, molecules of the solution, okay, change into ions, become energized, become charged, becomes ions. And the splits, as the splits, those particles that are positively charged will now drift towards the cathode, because the cathode is negatively charged. Those that are negatively charged will now drift towards the anode, because the anode is positively charged. Of course, we should know that positive charge attracts negative charge. Certain law you know. Law of attraction. Law between positive charge and negative charge. Of course, when we have positive charge and positive charge, they repel. If we have negative charge and positive charge, they attract. Take note of that. So that's what happens here. If that is the case, of course, we should also know that in that case, Cu plus, okay, take note, we yield, of course, 2 electrons. And that goes back to copper again, because we're talking about platinum. Alright? If we now have 4 hydrogen, molecules of hydrogen, it will give birth to 2 molecules of water, alright, plus, yes, 4 molecules of electron ions, and then plus oxygen. Take notes. We must understand this, very, very important. Look at it very well. So with this, we are good to go. This is interesting. I don't want to take more on this. I don't want to stay longer here. If there are steps you do not understand, put it in the comment section, right? If there are things you want me to clarify, do that work, just put it in the comment section and I will explain further. Alright? So in my next class, we are going to look at applications. We are going to look at applications of electrolysis, applications of electrolysis. Don't forget electrolysis. Alright, I'm going to sign out now to prepare for this class. Applications of electrolysis. Before I let you go, subscribe. Give me some thumbs up. Share with your friends, networks, and students. If you have found value in this, patronize me. Encourage me. Come on. All right.